Ladies and gentlemen, life doesn't come with a stopwatch. It doesn't say, you're too late or time's up. That's something we tell ourselves. But the truth is this, it's never too late. You can still win. Some people start fast, some start slow. But what matters most is that you start. Maybe you've made mistakes, taken detours, or feel like you're behind. But here's the secret: winning has no deadline. Colonel Sanders was in his 60s when he started KFC. Grandma Moses began painting in her 70s. Morgan Freeman became a household name after 50. These aren't stories of luck. These are stories of people who refuse to count themselves out. Success doesn't ask how old you are. It doesn't ask what you've been through. It simply asks, are you willing to try again? If you're breathing, you've still got time. Time to dream. Time to build. Time to love. Time to lead. The world doesn't need your excuses. It needs your example. Someone who says, I may be late to the party, but I came ready to dance. So take that course, start that business, write that book, make that phone call. Apologize. Reinvent. Begin. There's still time on the clock. And your best chapter might just be the one you haven't written yet. You're not too late, not even close. You're just getting started. And yes, you can still win. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. Don't let a late beginning stop you from a strong ending. Every day is a new chance to turn it all around. The calendar gives you a clean slate 365 times a year. Excuses sound best to the person making them. Be honest, are you making progress or just making excuses? You can't go back and make a new beginning, but you can start now and make a new ending. Success is not an age, it's a decision. You decide when your time begins. Discipline bridges the gap between goals and accomplishment at any age. Start with one habit and grow from there. You don't need more time, you need more focus with the time you already have. History favors the brave, not the perfect. Perfection is a myth, action is what counts. They don't measure how far you have to go. Measure how far you've already come and keep moving. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So start now. You see, life doesn't require you to be born into privilege, talent, or perfect circumstances. It only asks that you begin. Some people start with all the advantages in the world and still go nowhere. Others begin with nothing, no money, no support, no confidence, and end up building something remarkable. Why? Because they kept going. Your starting point might explain your past, but it does not define your future. You could have been behind in school, broke in your 30s, divorced in your 40s, or still trying to figure things out at 50, but that's not the end of the story. Where you are right now is just a chapter. It's not the whole book. The truth is, people don't remember how you started. They remember how you started. They remember how you rise, how you respond, how you overcome. And that's something you get to write every day through effort, discipline, and decisions. So don't worry if others are ahead. Don't get discouraged if your timeline looks different. Life's not a race, it's a journey. The goal isn't to finish first, it's to finish strong. And that's strength. It's built in the choices you make from this moment forward. So keep going. You're not finished yet. Every day is a new chance to turn it all around. That's the beautiful part about life. It gives you another shot every single morning. When the sun comes up, so does your opportunity. Yesterday might have been tough. You might have made mistakes, missed the mark, said the wrong thing, or stayed stuck. But that was yesterday. Today? That's a fresh page. You don't need permission to begin again. You don't have to wait until Monday next month or the new year. You've already got what you need. A brand new day. And the best part? You're the author. You decide what today becomes. Now, sure, change doesn't happen overnight, but direction does. You can pivot today. You can take one step toward better. You can shift your attitude, your routine, your focus. And if you stack enough of those days together, pretty soon you look back and realize you've completely changed the game. That's the secret. One day, one decision, one change. Repeated. Consistently. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't carry the weight of all your regrets. Carry the power of your possibilities, because every single day is another invitation to rewrite the story. And if you're still here, then the story's not over. You've still got time. And today, it's a good place to start. Excuses sound best to the person making them. That's the thing about excuses, they're comforting. They give you a way out without having to face the mirror. You can dress them up, make them sound clever, even get others to agree with you for a while. But deep down, you know the truth. Excuses don't change your life, actions do. You can say you're too old, too young, too tired, too busy, too unlucky. You can blame the boss, the economy, your parents, your past, the weather, the traffic, anything you want. But while you're justifying, someone else with the same problem is finding a way through it. Excuses are seductive. They give you a short-term escape from discomfort, but they cost you long-term growth. And if you use them long enough, you start to believe them. You start to shrink your goals to match your laziness instead of stretching your effort to match your dreams. You've got to be honest with yourself. Is this really the limit? Or is it just the latest excuse? Because progress starts the moment you stop selling yourself on stories and start telling yourself the truth. You don't need perfect conditions. You need to take responsibility. That's when the real power shows up, not when you blame, but when you own it. So the next time an excuse starts to form, catch it, question it, replace it with action. Because no excuse, no matter how well said, will ever get the job done. You can't go back and make a new beginning, but you can start now and make a new ending. We've all got chapters we wish we could rewrite, mistakes, missed chances, moments we didn't show up the way we should have. And sometimes we get stuck there playing those scenes over and over in our minds, like somehow reliving the regret will change the outcome. But it won't. What's done is done. You see, the past is a place to learn from, not live in. You can't go back to day one and start fresh, but that doesn't mean you're out of moves. You still have the most powerful tool in your hands, the ability to choose what comes next. Every day you wake up, you get a chance to shift the story. You might not be able to change where you began, but you absolutely have a say in where you finish. And that's the part people remember. Not the stumble at the start, but the strength in your comeback. So don't waste your energy rewriting the beginning. Use it to redesign the ending. Set a new goal, make a better choice, speak with more kindness, show up with more discipline. Plant new seeds today that grow into something better tomorrow, because the most beautiful stories, they don't start perfectly, they end with purpose. And that part's still yours to write. Success is not an age, it's a decision. Too many people wait around thinking there's a perfect time to begin. They say, I'm too young or I'm too old, like the clock is the judge of their potential. But the truth is, success doesn't care how many camels were on your last birthday cake. It's not about how long you've been here, it's about what you decide to do while you're here. You can decide to start in your 20s or your 60s. What matters is the decision, not the decade. The moment you say enough is enough, I'm ready to change, I'm ready to grow, that's when things start moving. That's when doors open, ideas flow, and momentum begins. Age might bring wisdom, but wisdom without a decision is just potential sitting still. And youth might bring energy, but energy without direction burns out quick. What creates success is when you decide right now that you're not going to let another day go by without taking a step toward the life you want. So whether you're early in the game or feel like the clock's been ticking for too long, remember this: success is waiting on your decision, not your birth certificate. And the sooner you decide, the sooner your journey begins. Everyone has goals. Some people write them down. Others talk about them all the time, but goals by themselves don't get the job done. You can dream all day long, but if there's no discipline behind the dream, it stays in your mind instead of showing up in your life. Discipline is the muscle that carries your goals across the finish line. It's doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up early when the bed feels better. It's saying no to the easy road when the hard road leads to something better. It's not flashy, but it works. And the beautiful part, it doesn't matter if you're 18 or 68. Discipline doesn't ask how old you are. It asks how bad you want it. Because anyone at any stage can choose consistency. And consistency compounds. One small disciplined act a day adds up to a changed life. You don't have to do it all at once. Start with one area: your health, your money, your habits. Show up for it every single day, and you'll start to feel that shift. Less wishing, more working. Less talking, more doing. That's the secret. The bridge between wanting and winning is built with bricks called discipline. Lay them down daily, and no matter where you started, you'll get where you're meant to go. You don't need more time, you need more focus with the time you already have. We all get the same 24 hours. That's the deal. The difference isn't in the clock, it's in how you use it. Some people are running successful businesses, staying healthy, building strong relationships, and still finding time to grow. Others are always too busy and yet never seem to move forward. It's not about needing more hours. It's about making the hours count. Time isn't your problem. Distraction is. Scattered energy leads to scattered results. You can't chase 5 things at once and expect to catch anything. You've got to narrow your aim. Focus in. Get clear on what actually matters and put your energy there. When you learn to focus, ordinary time becomes extraordinary time. An hour of focused work can be worth more than a full day of half-hearted effort. You don't need to stay up all night. You don't need to do everything. You just need to do the right things with full attention. Success isn't built by people who are always busy. It's built by people who are consistently focused. So stop saying you don't have time. You do. The question is, are you using it to build your future or just to survive your present? Once you lock in your focus, you'll be amazed at how far you can go with the time you already have. Perfection is a trap. It tells you to wait until everything is just right, until the timing is ideal, the plan is flawless, and every doubt is gone. But life doesn't reward waiting, it rewards courage. The people we remember, the ones who changed things, who built something lasting, they weren't perfect. They were just bold enough to start. The brave take action despite the fear. They speak up, step out, try again, and keep going. They know they'll make mistakes, everyone does, but they don't let that stop them. They understand that failure isn't final and setbacks aren't signs to quit, they're part of the process. On the other hand, the ones who wait for perfect conditions usually wait forever. Because there's no such thing as a perfect time or a perfect plan or a perfect version of you. There's only now and what you choose to do with it. So don't aim to be perfect. Aim to be courageous. Courage gets results. Courage moves the needle. Courage builds character, experience, and eventually success. When the story gets written, it's not the critics or the perfectionists who get remembered. It's the ones who showed up, stood tall, and dared to try flaws and all. That's who history favors. And that's who you can be. It's easy to get discouraged when you look ahead and see how much further there is to go. The mountain seems high, the road feels long, and progress can feel painfully slow. But here's the truth, you're not where you started. And that matters more than you think. Take a moment and look back. Think about the days you almost gave up but didn't. The problems you thought you couldn't solve but you did. The fears you had that are no longer fears. You've grown. You've learned. You've stretched yourself, and that progress deserves your respect. Too many people ignore their own journey because they're too focused on the destination. But growth doesn't just happen at the finish line, it happens with every step. You've made steps. Maybe small, maybe quiet, maybe messy, but steps all the same. That's the fuel you need. Not guilt for how far you have to go, but gratitude for how far you've come. That shift in perspective builds momentum. It reminds you that you can keep going because you already have. So instead of beating yourself up for not being there yet, celebrate the fact that you're not stuck back where you started. That's progress, that's proof, and that's a reason to keep climbing. It's easy to regret what we didn't do sooner. We all have moments where we think, if only I had started earlier, if only I had known, if only I had taken that chance. But here's the thing, dwelling on the past never changed anything. And while you can't go back and plant that tree yesterday, you can plant it today, and that's where your power lies. The truth is, it's never too late to start. It's never too late to build, to grow, to invest in yourself or your future. Time doesn't wait for you, but it will meet you wherever you choose to begin. You don't need to make up for lost time, you just need to make the most of the time you have now. Success isn't about how early you start, it's about how determined you are to keep going, no matter when you begin. The best time to plant a tree might have been years ago, but the second best time to start is right now. The moment you make the decision to move forward, you're already ahead of where you were yesterday. So stop waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Don't hold off because you think it's too late or that you've missed the best moment to change is now, today. The effort you put in now will pay dividends later, just as the tree you plant today will grow into something beautiful tomorrow. And don't let the past stop you from planting the seeds of your future. Start today and watch what you can grow. We all know that time isn't infinite. But the important thing to remember is that no matter how old you are or how much time has passed, it's never too late to start. The best time to have started something might have been a decade or more ago, but life is long, and the best time to plant your tree is when you finally decide to start. It's easy to believe that because you didn't begin something earlier, you've missed your chance. But every day is a fresh start. If you want to learn a new language, start a fitness journey, or begin a business, now is the right time to begin. The longer you wait, the more you're letting regret take hold. It's a choice to keep waiting for a better moment or to choose today as the moment you change your life. So many people live in the if-only mindset. They think about what could have been, about missed opportunities, and they regret not taking action sooner. The thing is, regret does nothing for you. It doesn't change the past. What you can change is your future. Instead of looking backward, look forward. Every small action you take today is a step toward a better tomorrow. Starting today doesn't erase the past, but it can help you build something even greater. It gives you momentum and purpose. When you make a decision to act today, you empower yourself. Even the smallest step is better than staying stuck in the what-if stage of life. Don't let regret paralyze you. Let it fuel your actions. Let's talk about planting a tree. If you plant a tree today, it won't provide shade tomorrow. It won't bear fruit next month. It takes time to grow, but by planting it today, you set in motion the process that will lead to growth. You nurture it, water it, care for it, and over time it flourishes. The same principle applies to anything you want to build in life. Success is never instantaneous. Whether it's a career, a skill, or a relationship, the results come with consistent effort. If you don't start today, then you delay the process, and every day you wait, you're pushing that result further away. No one achieves greatness overnight. Success is the result of hard work compounded over time. The moment you plant the seed, the journey begins. It might take years, but each day that passes brings you closer to the outcome you desire. One of the biggest barriers to starting is the idea that everything has to be perfect. We delay taking action because we feel that we don't have all the answers or that the conditions aren't ideal. But here's the reality. Waiting for perfection will leave you standing still. In fact, perfectionism is one of the most effective ways to procrastinate. Waiting until everything is just right is a trap. The perfect time doesn't exist. What matters is progress. Even small progress made consistently leads to massive results over time. The key is to start, to move forward even if it's messy, imperfect, or uncomfortable. That's where growth happens. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop overanalyzing every little detail. Instead, take action even if it's imperfect. You'll figure things out as you go and you'll get better with every step. Inaction doesn't just delay results, it costs you. Think about the things you've put off. What could you have accomplished if you started years ago? If you had invested in your future and yourself, how different would your life look today? But here's the thing, it's never too late to make a change. Every day you spend waiting is another day of lost potential. The opportunity to act is always present. The cost of not starting today is often greater than the cost of the risks you fear. And don't wait for circumstances to change. Make the change yourself. The future you want begins with the decisions you make today, no matter how small. Those little decisions, compounded over time, can lead to monumental results. Once you start, the momentum you gain is powerful. You may feel hesitant at first, but the more you push forward, the more confidence and energy you gain. Momentum has a way of building on itself. Once you take the first step, each subsequent step gets easier. You build on your success and you begin to see progress, even if it's just small improvements at first. This momentum will propel you forward, turning your initial efforts into habit. And before you know it, you'll back and realize how far you've come. The hardest part is starting, but once you start, you're already on your way. Many people wait for motivation to hit them, believing that it will just come to them one day. But motivation is like a muscle, it grows through action. The key is to take the first step, even when you don't feel like it. By acting in the face of uncertainty, you create your own motivation. The more you do, the more inspired you'll become. You don't wait for the perfect moment when you feel ready. Take action now and the motivation will follow. The future doesn't happen by accident, it happens by design. Every day you spend waiting, you're postponing the life you want alive. By starting now, you take the reins of your future. Your future self will thank you for the decisions you make today. Every investment you make in yourself today will pay off in ways you can't yet imagine. Your efforts now might seem small, but over time they will compound into something incredible. Start today, and in time you'll look back and see how far you've come. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is one simple thing: action. All the ideas, dreams, and plans in the world don't matter until you take that first step. Starting might be intimidating, but it's the only way to see progress. No one is born with everything figured out. No one gets it right the first time. The key to success is the ability to take action, learn from mistakes, adjust, and keep going. The path to success is long, and it's easy to get discouraged when you focus solely on the end result. But the truth is, success is not just about reaching the destination, it's about the person you become along the way. The lessons you learn, the discipline you develop, the growth you experience, these are the things that make the journey worthwhile. By starting today, you begin to experience that journey. You start to see the small wins that lead to bigger victories. You celebrate progress, not just perfection. And every step you take brings you closer to the person you're meant to be.